First, you have your color scheme, the paper's chosen colors, and then you're going to cut out any large spaces that you want removed from the paper so it's a little less to remove later. So I've already cut out some of these center shapes, and I'm going to cut them out of the rest of the papers here. So my color scheme that I chose was some neutrals, 2 different browns, blues, green, black. And I'm going to remove this little center section so that it is less work when I'm sanding away. I cut out one and then took a sheet from the first cutout, laid it on top of the others as I folded it. So I can take some more paper, fold it, put on top, fold in half again, cut out these shapes. Absolutely necessary to do this, but it does save some time later. You could poke and drill holes in it, but it's going to take you a long time to sand it all down if you want a big opening in the middle. So again, and then I have one more color, it's the black paper I'm going to use. And it's important that it's got the different colors so that as you sand, you see the different variations. Okay, when I get done with this, I'm actually going to remove a little bit of the outside of the paper as well, getting me a little closer to the shape that I want my sculpture to be in the end. Alright, so there we go. Now I'm going to try to cut a little bit more at one time as I cut away the outside. Some of these corners off on the outside. And then I'll have to use one of these top ones as a tracer for the next. This is not cutting all that great, but okay. This gets me closer to the final shape that I want my sculpture to be. I'm still going to have a little work to do, but now I'm going to cut the rest of my colors, put this paper on top of the other colors, and cut out these spaces that I don't want. And we'll see. Okay, now that we have them all cut out, next step is to alternate the colors and start gluing them all together. So we will not have all the blues and all the greens together, but mix it up. So we'll do like couple of black ones, a couple of green ones, a couple of brown ones. And you could do every other page, but it's less likely to show up if it's got just one sheet, although I have my white paper is a little thicker. So I am just going to put these one sheet of white in between here and there to give it a pop of bright. So then I'm going to, put in a blue. And then it can be random or you can make a pattern. I'm going to do a blue, then a couple of browns. Then I'm going to do another white. And then I'm going to do a black. And some more greens. Might not have enough. There we go. And then I'm going to go back to brown. This is, I've got a couple different shades of brown. So I'm going to make sure I separate. Maybe have a gradual change of brown there. And then some more blue, some more green, a different black, one black maybe, one white, a couple of browns. Make sure they're all going the same direction. A white, a couple more greens, different brown, the rest of my black, and the rest of my greens. Let's see, what did I start with on the bottom? Black. I think I'll put a brown on the bottom. And then the other brown on top with a white. Brown and then a white. Okay, so you have all these scrap pieces. So you're going to glue all this together one page at a time with some regular glue. You can water it down a little bit, just a tiny bit if it's too thick, and you're going to use a sponge brush to spread it all out in between the pages. You're going to lay a book on it so that it dries flat and hard, and then these extra pieces you can go back and you can glue. So we subtracted from the main pages to make a subtractive sculpture, but we're also doing an additive sculpture because we're gluing them together. And you can take additional scrap pieces and you can glue these scrap pieces down on the top and bottom in different places to give it some raised areas and then some recessed areas, and then you're going to start filing to get all the colors to show up and to make this more smooth and rounded in the end.